Hey guys, SK here, back with another Clash Royale video. Hope you guys are all doing well. Today I'm just above top 1k in the world, playing with Queenbow Cannon right now, and I believe this is actually going to be the best Xbow deck in Clash Royale. I've actually spent quite a long time, switching between versions and deliberating on which would actually be best, but I feel like this one has to be the best version with Knight, Cannon, and Electro Spirit, because I've just been switching so much. I've played Tesla, I've played Fireball, I've played Valk, I've just switched so many cards, and I ultimately just feel like this has to be better because, Knight is so good for its cost, it's cheaper than the Valk, and Cannon is just so broken right now. Honestly, I have to go for a Knight because that Earthquake sadly is going to get the Hog a hit. That was a bit unfortunate, but Hog EQ is not the matchup I wanted to see first game here. But yeah, I feel like Cannon's just so broken. I do love playing Tesla. I'm obviously the best with Tesla because I've always played 3.0 for a long time, but it's just not very strong right now in the game, so I feel like Cannon is just a better option overall. And so I did switch between Tesla and Cannon a lot because I feel like I was losing to Lava Hound quite a lot, and I felt like Cannon wasn't really doing me any favors. Obviously, you do lose very easily to Lava Hound with Cannon, but otherwise, pretty much every other matchup, Cannon is better against. So I'm going to go for an Xbow here, and he has to go for a Quake, and as you can see, he's kind of low in Elixir because he just committed quite a lot, so it does get the Muskie down. Was not really expecting that. If I went for a prediction Knight on it, I would have obviously gotten more damage, but I didn't really know what he had. So, when you're this early on in the game, you can't really afford to be so predictive and just overcommit everything to your Xbows. You kind of just have to chill. I feel like he might go for a Hog to kite this Knight backwards. If he does, that'll be fine. If he goes Goblins, at least he had to respond even more, so that's good. And this is looking like it's going to be kind of annoying because Hog EQ is always a bit of a pain. But there is a Cannon trick you can use where you can push the Hog into an anti-EQ placement of the Cannon. It is kind of tricky, but I'm going to try. He actually has a Mighty Miner in here, so I think this might be Mortar. Hog EQ Mortar, in which case it shouldn't be that bad of a matchup. Like, it'll be kind of annoying for sure. Right here is actually a pretty annoying push in its own right because Mighty Miner's just tanking for the Hog, but I think I can Xbow again because I have a Queen counter pushing with her ability intact. That's why I didn't want to use the ability, so I could save it for offense, and he should be in a bit of trouble here, honestly. Gonna go ability, and then I think that should take the Mortar out, to be honest. So yeah, that is going to be some small Xbow damage. Sadly, not that much, but Queen also gets hit, so that's definitely worth it. I got my damage back and more, so we're back in this game. And Mortar, honestly, isn't that bad, because, I'd much rather go into this than Giant Skeleton Hog EQ, which is just a really bad matchup overall, because Giant Skeletons are just impossible to stop. But this version, at least, he doesn't even have a Queen, he has a Muskie, and also, I have decent counters. This is a really fun Xbow placement, by the way. This is the defensive Xbow placement against a Mortar, so it's actually an anti-EQ placement, and it snipes the Mortar, if you didn't know. It's a really nice little piece of tech that I was taught by one of my friends, Sir David. So it's just really cool. Just go for a Quake on everything. I think I don't really want to go in anymore. I think I should probably just Rocket Cycle for now. I'm just going to defensive Expo again in this placement. It's really useful. I would definitely recommend it to you guys. It's also nice against Princess. Like, you can catch Princess at the bridge if you're ever against a Princess, Poison, or Earthquake deck for whatever reason. But goes for a defensive Mortar. I think I might just Rocket Tower, honestly, because, it's not really going to do anything. There's no point feeding it value. And at this point, I just have to defend the Hog. So I'm going to try and do the Cannon trick if I can. So Cannon there, push the Hog with the E-Spirit. And I said to get it off. Perfect stuff there. He does actually log, so I'm going to have to be forced to respond to this. We're going to Skelly's log. That should full counter. But yeah, as you can see, that's a really nice Cannon trick. It is a bit tricky to do. If you mess it up, you do lose. But I'm just trying to practice it more and be more confident, because that's something you just have to do with this deck. If you want to play, like, against Hog EQ, you have to know the trick. Tesla's obviously better against Earthquake. You can just go one tile down. It's an anti-EQ Tesla placement. But with this Cannon one, you have to do the trick where you push the troop over with whatever, usually a cycle card like a Spirit or a Skeletons. But yeah, I just have to defend one final Hog push, and then I will be able to just rocket him out. So I'm just going to go for a low Cannon. Hog goes in front of the Mighty Miner. I'm just going to Knight to make sure I don't take any Hog hits, because EQ is going to come down. And now I think I can just pretty safely rocket. Even if Muskie gets like 2 hits, it won't be that bad. So really, really nice stuff against Hog EQ Mortar. Really nice game. And honestly, I feel like if I didn't have Cannon, if I had a Tesla, would have just been a harder match overall, maybe, because just cost 1 more elixir. Valk as well, cost 1 more elixir. So I definitely feel like this is the most optimal version of Xbow right now. But that's going to put me in the top 1,000 for now. So let's keep it going. Alright guys, found next game against Emily Loves Kira. So again, like I said, I do feel like this is better than maybe Valk Tesla Queen or Valk Cannon Queen even. I also did put the E-Spirit in. For me personally, I've been stuck in kind of this top 1k, top 2k range for a long time over the last week or so. I haven't been playing the game that much because I've been pretty busy with class stuff, but when I did play, I was tilting quite a lot actually. So I decided, I'm just going to put in E-Spirit because I face a lot of Golem for some reason, like Golem Night Witch with bats, and Ice Spirit is just so bad against Night Witch. like E-Spirit is just so much better. Also against Graveyard, E-Spirit's better. And I feel like you don't really need an Ice Spirit against Graveyard that much. Goes for Night Witch, speaking of, so really good thing I have the E-Spirit in here. Gonna Xbow opposite right away. If you guys didn't know, there's that rule where if they play a 4 Elixir troop in the back and they're playing Golem, they can't afford a Golem in time. This should be a pretty easy defense, honestly. E-Spirit will clean all of that up, and Cannon is just so broken. He zaps my Xbow, but as you can see, for only 3 Elixir, Cannon is putting in so much work, and I can just Queen to snipe the Night Witch. Obviously want to snipe the support troop first, because the Golem will just tank for it otherwise, and that's just going to be a really easy defense overall, so he's pretty much going to lose most of his tower, and I didn't really take any damage whatsoever. So Queen is also going to force a response out, so he has to go for a Phoenix. I don't think I'm getting the ability in time. Okay, I did actually, nice. I think I have to log to make sure, yeah, he tries to protect the egg, so just logging to make sure it doesn't respawn, and kind of just a wasted Lumberjack there. I mean, I can see what he was going for by trying to protect the egg, but it obviously didn't really work out, so yeah, he goes E-Barbs the bridge. Interesting stuff. I guess kind of a last resort play. Just going to Cannon, honestly. I don't want to rocket. I guess the easiest thing would have just been to rocket that, but going for a Cannon shouldn't be that bad, because, I mean, if he goes for a Golem, I can easily get back to one. That's the other thing about this deck. You know, you have the Knight, you have 2 cycle cards, you have the Log, you have such a fast 4-card cycle, or if you have a Queen down, you have a 3-card cycle with E-Spirit, Skeleton's Log. You can get back to a Cannon in literally 4 Elixir. It's ridiculous with a Queen down, so I'm just going to Queen the back again. He has a Zap, so I think he might not have a Lightning in this deck. He might have, like, Zap Arrows, in which case this shouldn't be bad at all again, and he also can't really kill the Queen if he doesn't have a Lightning, so yeah, just going to pre-Cannon right now. I think I'm probably going to have to get a decent rocket on defense here. Going to E-Spirit to make sure I take the bomber out, plus hit some bats. E-Spirit is definitely way better against Golem, like, pretty much all the time. And that's going to be a rocket if I can get it off. So just going to rocket Lumberjack, Phoenix, plus Golemites if I can. Log the egg off too, and then just kite these E-Barbs into the middle. Going to Knight to hold them in the middle as well, and that's just going to be pretty much GG's. I mean, he can Golem again if he wants, but as you guys can see, like, this deck just has such easy defense. Goes for a Golem again. Yeah, Golem the bridge is kind of a last resort play. But yeah, I can't really do too much. I'm just going to Archer Queen and try and snipe the Night Witch first. I think that's definitely important. You know, against any beatdown deck, especially Lava or Golem, you want to try and take the support troops out first if you can. I think I could just rocket tower here. Like, I could defend this just to practice, but I mean, I know I won't lose my entire tower, so that's just a rocket. That's going to be GG's. Very nice win. Good punish and single, you know, when he went Night Witch the back. And just easy defense, because Cannon is, again, honestly broken. So, yeah, really nice stuff there. And that should put me even higher. That's going to put me 761 global, so not too bad. Alright guys, into the next match against Prody here. Let's see what he's going to be running. And interesting starting hand. I think I'm just going to go Skeletons to start things out. So I think I do want to go for 2,500 medals if I can. But we'll see how it goes. He's not playing anything, so I think with this hand, I don't know if Knight or Queen is better actually. Like, I usually cycle a Queen, but since I only have 1 air counter, which is the Queen, I feel like it might be safer to not cycle the Queen. I don't know. When I was one of the first people who finished well with Queenbow, believe it or not, like back when Queen was really broken. And I always just cycled a Queen preemptively, but I feel like it might be better to cycle a Knight sometimes. But yeah, Queen's going to take the iDrag out, so iDrag plus Barbarrel, probably going to be some kind of Balloon or Graveyard deck on a pop ability. Yeah, it goes NATO, so probably going to be LumberLoon then, iDrag, NATO, Barbarrel. Should be an okay matchup. I mean, it's kind of annoying because I have a Cannon, not a Tesla. It's one of the other few matchups where you'd rather have a Tesla, but I do still have the Rocket plus the Queen, so it shouldn't be too bad. And again, just going to Knight the back. Knight the back is a really solid play. I've been doing it a lot more often recently. And I'm honestly just going to Rocket the E-Drag. This is definitely a bit aggressive, but I just feel like it, honestly. Plus, he still has to respond to the Knight, so it's not like I'm just rocketing nothing, at least. And if I had to guess, he's probably going to go like Lumberjack and then Balloon with it. Okay, goes Bowler instead. Not really sure. I don't think I want to Queen into it necessarily. I guess I'm just going to pre-Cannon 1 tile over in case he tries to go for the Balloon to bypass. If he goes LumberLoon opposite, I can go like Queen, and he shouldn't be able to afford a freeze right away, so I hope this Queen will just full counter the Balloon. And then I think that will full counter, yeah, so I don't take any hits. Nice, and I can probably Xbow on the left, because very common trend. I made a video on this actually, where you dual lane pressure with the Queen down one lane, Xbow down the other lane. And as you guys can see, Queen is on tower. Going to wait to pop my abilities. Yes, a NATO. Yep, so I'm going to pop ability now, and that should be really solid. Also going to Knight to kite this iDrag back. And as you guys can see, I get a lot of damage coming in both lanes. Actually mistimed my Knight, so I have to E-Spirit. But yeah, really good stuff there. Good damage in both lanes. I could have also gone, you know, same lane. I could have gone like Queen and then Xbow with my Queen. Also, he lets a Knight get 3 hits. Wow, that was a bit surprising, I guess. But I'm just going to defensive Xbow. I don't want to rocket the bowler. I think he wants me to rocket, and then he's probably just going to punish me, so I'm just going to chill. But we will see. Yeah, this is going to be an interesting defense. So I think rocket value and defense is going to be super imperative here. Going to pop my ability ASAP to keep the queen alive and just start working on the balloon, and then that should be fully defended. So he does freeze the queen rather last second, but it shouldn't be that bad because I can just protect it a little bit and log the bowler back. This should be easily defended. Although now the queen's going to be dead, so I'm going to Xbow because I don't want him to build up a huge push and play defensively. Pop ability as well. Okay, that's going to be a dead Xbow, sadly, but at least I forced out the bowler barb barrel, so at least he can't really go in that aggressively right away. Going to knight, and then I think I just have to rocket, but I don't want to rocket right now. You have to be really patient as well in some matchups with Xbow in general. This is definitely one of them. I don't want to rocket too early on because I could just choke to like him spamming a bunch of stuff. Like, right now, actually, my queen might be dead, so I'm going to try and protect her, but yeah, I think queen is dead, so I'm going to have to rocket the balloon for sure, because if I go cannon, he'll just freeze, and then I can't defend afterwards, because I don't have a queen in cycle. I think that was the safest option. Going to E-Spirit 2. If he freezes with the I-Drag, I have to be careful, but he's probably not going to, yeah. I'm just going to defense Expo again, to be honest. Like, just playing very patiently, because honestly, this is a matchup. As you can see, he's like spreading all his air troops out, and it's just one of those matchups where it's not that easy. Even though, like, I can defend well, but if I play too aggressively even once, I'll probably lose, so I think I have to play really passively. As you can see, like, this air push is getting really annoying. I have to cannon for the I-Drag, which is not ideal, because he can go, like, balloon right now, and then that's going to be bad. If he, like, goes for a freeze with this I-Drag, okay, he doesn't. Actually, I don't even know if he had Cycle or not, but if he did, I probably would have had to rocket the Inferno Dragon, honestly. I'm going to try and rocket that, though, if I can, so Knight and then rocket. Ideally on both the E-Drag plus Balloon. I don't think I can, though. Yeah, it goes for last second freeze too, so I have to cannon. As you guys can see, like, this is just not that easy. Even though, like, I am holding on, I think I just have to defend a lot, because it's very easy to choke again. Like, even one time that you mess up a defense and you choke, you can lose your entire tower. So I'm not going to take any risks. I'm just going to rocket, like, every single balloon pretty much. He goes for a freeze. I'm going to cannon to pull the balloon back, and he goes for the NATO pulling my queen in. Thankfully, it survives on 1 HP. That is so clutch, because now I don't have to overcommit to that Inferno Dragon. And again, I'm just going to play defensively for now. I'm not going to defense Expo, because, yeah, he's going to go pretty aggressively at the bridge, so not going to get that much value. Going to queen off to the side, and then just slowly log chip him out, honestly. I don't really want to rocket cycle. Like, I can rocket at the end, but for now, I don't want to choke to any kind of push. There's only 15 seconds left. I'm just going to rocket now, because he went with a pretty aggressive NATO freeze, but as you guys can see, I played that extremely patiently, and I feel like that's just how you're meant to play some matchups with this deck. I feel like if you're too aggressive with your offensive expos, you can lose very easily, so even though it is kind of boring, also some of that balloon bypassed my cannon, even though it is kind of boring to play that patiently, you have no choice if you want to play optimally with this deck. So yeah, hopefully that piece of advice can help you guys out, but that's going to be another nice win. 2500 rating now, so breaking into the 2500s. I think I want to go for one more win, so I'll see you guys in the final match. Alright guys, found the final game against East Reaver, so let's see what he's going to be running here. Honestly, I feel like I'm getting better with this deck. I was thinking, I was switching so much, but I think I should probably just stick to this deck overall. Queenbow Cannon, and just stick to one deck, because I feel like overall, you can play as many decks as you want, but unless you, like, master one deck specifically, you won't really be that experienced. So I feel like if I just keep switching between Tesla and Cannon, I won't really be practicing consistently, I guess. Gonna E-Spirit Skellies for the Barb Barrel. I think I caught it perfectly, so that should be a pretty nice connection, actually. Really nice little play there, Looks like a small thing, E-Spirit Skellies on the Barb Barrel. It got me, like, at least 500 more damage from that Expo, I think. So, reaction time important, and then also timing to catch the Barb Barrel very important. And that's honestly, if this is E-Giant, because he has Golden Knight, Cannon, Barb Barrel, it is. I think this is honestly a good game already, because if I defend well, I should be fine. But it is kind of easy to choke. Again, though, really good thing I have Cannon here. If I had Tesla, it would be really bad against E-Giant, so having Cannon is very helpful, and that should be really useful overall in this match. Gonna Cannon, I don't know if I Cannon to the side, like one tile over, it'll still pull. Goes for a Lightning, so I'm gonna go for a Queen and then E-Spirit to kick the Bomber out, and go ability. He's actually gonna get a fair amount of chip here. Okay, I don't think I got the ability down in time. He's gonna get a fair amount of chip, but I mean, I got a lot of chip in the right. I guess to be fair, I did overcommit to that Expo quite a lot. I went like E-Spirit, Skellies, and Log, but I mean, Cannon is so broken, he has a cannon himself, so you kind of have to overcommit, unfortunately. But yeah, that was just really nice overall, so I don't feel too bad about that, even though I took more damage than I gave him. I'm going to Expo again. I think he's back to E-Giant now, so yeah, it's a bit unfortunate, but I was hoping, like, maybe if I is it's kind of dumb, but if they go for a 4 elixir card and you Xbow at the same time, then they can't go E-Giant in time. So you can maybe try and get lucky by doing that. So I kind of tried to do that there, but it's fine. Like, Cannon will easily defend an E-Giant still. Gonna Knight to cut the Phoenix back, plus take the Bomber out, and then honestly, this still isn't seeming that bad. I mean, E-Giant is a tricky matchup to play because you have to play pretty well. Gonna Queen. Okay, that was actually meant to be a set of skeletons, so kind of a misplay, but we'll see. I think I do want to Xbow because he's probably going to commit more to this Queen, so going to pop ability. Goes Cannon, yeah, so I think I did outcycle the E-Giant. Going to log the Cannon back, and he does go E-Giant down low. For some reason went down low. I think he could have just gone up high, but maybe he wants to support it and have more elixir for it, so just going to Cannon. If he lightnings, I'm probably going to have to get back to a second one, and he does. Okay, going to Knight E-Spirit Skellies for that. Actually, don't think I have to Cannon, but I think I do have to log right here, so going to log, and then I can maybe Xbow again because he just committed quite a lot with that. And Knight is still alive and counter pushing, so even though he got a lot of damage, going to Knight to catch the Barbarian too. He does go Cannon, which is huge because now I think he doesn't have enough for an E-Giant in time, right? So, okay, he does, never mind, wow. I was really hoping I could get something going there, but I mean, I still don't feel too bad about this because I can just rocket right here. If he lightnings me back, I can Xbow, and then I'll probably be able to get a better exchange out of that situation. Like, I'm back in the lead right now, and I've just been baiting out his E-Giant, so he can't really build up a huge push on my Xbows. Or rather, I've been baiting out his E-Giants on my Xbows, so he can't build up a big push. Goes for a Gold Knight Bomber coming down this lane, so he's kind of just trying to prevent me from going in, I guess. But interesting Gold Knight NATO attempt, did not work out whatsoever. Okay, gonna go in. I think that was a really bad E-Giant, because now, how does he stop this Xbow? I have a Queen counter pushing too, so really don't think he can stop it. Gonna log to try and take that out, and he does get a Gold Knight down in time. That's unfortunate. I really thought he wouldn't be that high on elixir, but it should be okay still. Gonna Cannon. He doesn't have enough elixir for a lightning for sure, because he went very Cannon and Gold Knight ability, and he doesn't even have the Cannon placed correctly, so that's interesting, I guess. I get a small lock. I can also use defensive Xbow now. I finally have the lead. Don't really need to overcommit on offense anymore. Like, I can just, again, play passively. Like, that's how you want to play a lot of the time. You just have to with this deck, so yeah, we'll see how this goes. But defending in triple shouldn't be too bad, like, especially because I can just go with my anti-lightning placements. Like, if I go with these anti-lightning defensive Xbows, I don't think he can do too much. That's just going to be a rocket, honestly. Don't really feel too bad about going for a rocket like that, because if he wants to lightning me back, he'll be in a bit of trouble. Okay, sadly I tried to take the Phoenix Egg out, but it does respawn, but that's fine. Gonna Cannon, anti-lightning placement, snipes the Bomber. Gonna Queen off to the side, and if he lightnings his Queen, I can probably go in, honestly. Okay, Golden Knight is coming down with the dash. Actually, gonna log. Okay, sadly I tried to log the Phoenix Egg, didn't work out. Don't think I can actually go in. I definitely have to defend this first. Gonna Cannon and Skellies. Okay, I thought that the Phoenix would respawn. I guess it was already a respawn Phoenix, but gonna Queen off to the side. Get back to another Cannon for this, so he obviously can't lightning, and then I can just rocket, and there's no way he's gonna get 2 lightnings down before I get, like, I'll get 1 rocket, he'll get 1 lightning, but I'm pretty sure rocket log does more than lightning tornado, so he's trying to go for a Gold Knight NATO play, but I'm just gonna, like, play Cannon all the way to the side, so he can't do that at all. Skeletons too, and thankfully that didn't dash onto tower, so that's gonna be GG. Really nice win against E-Giant. Not very clean, like, a bit of it was a bit messy, but I mean, we do take it, and that's gonna be a very nice win. So I believe that's gonna be about 2540 rating points, if I'm not mistaken, after that win. 2509, and then I got a plus 31, so let's take a look though. Really nice win overall though, and that is going to be rank 642 global, so really nice stuff. Nice win against E-Giant there for the final match. Kind of an interesting one, but again, I feel like this is the best deck with Cannon, so give it a try if you guys would like the best Xbow deck. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Take care. Now we'll see you in the next one.